Well, wow, that is low.
Why are we so zoomed in?
I don't know.
Where's the zoom on this
It's
thing?
on the backside. right.
This.
Nope. Right and down.
Okay.
You'll see it there. Yep, back towards you. There. Oh my gosh, we were really zoomed. Why did we do that?
Oh no, I don't think there's ever.
Don't worry, I made sure this one's good to go.
Okay, that's good. Are we
So-
live?
Yeah, we are absolutely live. That is the
Hello.
beginning of our stream. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Miniature Market, where we play games. We're playing Flesh and Blood this Tussle Tuesday. I'm Brie.
I'm Graham, and I've never played Flesh and Blood before.
Yeah, I was wrong.
Unless you've seen a stream where I did play it, in which case I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think I've ever played this game.
Yeah.
So
This is, however, my favorite card game of all time. I think I still like L5R better, which we did play at
we
Tussle
did
Tuesday.
play L5R.
But this is still like right now, like as far as competitive card games go, this is the one I'm all in on, and it's great.
Yeah.
My favorite part about this game is, it's a there's only one way of winning this game, and that is getting your opponent's life down to 0. And you start the game with the equipment and a full, full health and full hand of cards, and you can take damage in the beginning of the game because you don't have, it's only when you hit 0s whenever you lose. But near the end of the game, you'll have less equipment and you'll have less health, and you'll have to start blocking more. So it starts the game off like 100 miles an hour, and then you slowly have to start like pulling back to try to salvage the last bits of turns and stuff like that.
Sure.
It's kind of like the opposite feel of most card games. Like Magic, you start the game off and you're playing one land a turn, and so your first turns are one little small creature, next turn a little slightly bigger creature, and you ramp up. This you start the game with full power and you're just going. So it's my favorite parts about it. So we are playing with the new Silver Age decks. I actually have them backwards. He is playing as Phi, and I am playing as Bravo.
Nice,
I think these are
nice matching the sleeves to the color of the box.
yeah, that was on purpose. It actually was.
I'm sure. Yeah.
These I think these are a good like showcase set. But every single one of the Silver Age decks are actually very nicely built. I think they are all great starting points to play the game. They went for there's 10 decks right now in chapters 1 and 2, and they have all 10 of the I guess the first 10 classes. They recently introduced 2 new classes, which barely have any cards for: Necromancer and Pirate.
Pirate.
Yeah, Pirate is a full class.
How you're
There's
gonna get
only
me into the game.
there's only one Pirate hero, and he's only playable in Silver Age because he doesn't have a adult version, and that is Scurv. His name is Scurv, and he's got a little octopus companion.
Like scurvy.
Yeah. But there's also three other pirates, but they're split class. So the Pirate Necromancer, the Pirate Ranger, and the Pirate Mechanologist. Anyways, none of those are Silver Age decks. The 10 Silver Age decks are very, very good entry points. The Silver Age format is taken off large, and it's amazing. I think it's going to be so good for the game because it is a somewhat of a commoner format. You can only play commons and rares in your deck. And since it's the young hero format, it's also got half. They use the young heroes, and they only have half the amount of hit points as the other ones. So every hero in this game, well, most heroes in this game have a young and a adult version. The young version does have half the hit points of the adult version in most cases. Otherwise, they have the exact same text, and then you just use whichever one in whatever format you're using. There used to be a format called Blitz, which was basically just use this and then build your deck like it's a Blitz deck. And the problem is you're trying to play a game that's based around 40 health heroes with half health, and it became very degenerate very fast. I mean, imagine playing Magic the Gathering, but you're like, let's only play with 10 health. What decks are going to be the decks that everybody...
The aggressive ones, yeah.
The red deck wins is going to be the deck that you play. So this is actually very, very nice. And then on top of it, they're doing some... they're thinking about it more, like making some very strategic bans on rares and commons. And then they're also already announced that they're backshifting a couple rarities for some key cards for some of the heroes. It's like Bolton's not so good in this format right now, so they're actually downshifting his weapon from majestic to rare, so he can play with his primary weapon in Silver Age. So pretty neat. So in Flesh and Blood, let's go ahead and see who goes first. And yeah, switch over to the thing too.
Do this first.
Yeah. That way everybody can judge, like if it's like hair or something.
Charity. The next player to give money to someone is the start player.
The next player to do it?
The next player to give money to someone is the start player. I don't have my wallet on.
What are we rich here? Like,
hold on, is there? Oh!
No.
Wait, this is
that's
a real dollar. I found a nickel lying over here. I was like, that'd be great. Oh, there's no coins. Okay.
I'm gonna go. I have coins on my desk.
And I get to keep them. This is yeah. You can't give it to yourself. Oi.
Okay. I gave $1 to
Okay, then you get to go first.
Yeah. Okay, so in this game, the biggest things to know from your hero is in the bottom right is your hit point total. I'll get my app out so you can keep track of stats that way.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you in the corner there? Like, seriously. Go away. Okay, so let's go ahead and pick our heroes here. You are a ninja. You are Fi. I am a guardian. I am not on this list.
I'm a draconic ninja.
Huh, I'll just be the other Bravo. There you go. There we go.
Okay.
So that'll just go over there. That's fine. Good enough. So yeah, we can go to the overhead now.
Yes.
Now that I did that little sprint over there. I had 2 quarters sit on my desk too. I don't know what I did with them, so I panicked and just grabbed $1 out of my purse.
Wow.
Anyways, so in this game, you have your hero in the center here. In the bottom right is his hit points. Most heroes will have in this format will have 20. There is going to be some variety. There's only one hero in the format that has more than 20. She's got 21. It's all. And the bottom left is your intellect. That's how many cards you draw up at the end of your turn. Again, that is a number that does not change that much. Most will be at 4, because you can imagine that if you draw up to 4 cards at the end of every turn, or drop to 5, how much of an advantage that would be, or disadvantage. Data Dull has 3, Tough Nut has 3, and Lyeth has 5. Other than that, they're all 4s. Your class will be on the bottom of your card. It also might have a talent, and in very rare cases have 2 classes. So a talent will be things like Draconic, or Elemental, Light, Shadow, Mystic, lots of different talents. And they just give you access to more variety of cards. You can only use cards with those 2 things, or generic. So if you look over here, your equipment, you have some ninja equipment, and you have a generic equipment. Every hero has some sort of ability that makes them unique. And then you have 4 equipment zones. You have a head, chest, arms, and legs zone. You can equip one thing to each of those zones before the game starts. And you also have 2 weapon zones. That is either going to be taken up by 2 one-handed things, or a 2-handed thing. So his sword, Fi's sword is the Syrian Ember Blade, has a 2-handed on it. I have a 1-handed hammer, and I have an off-handed Guardian Shield. So I can only run 1 of these, which, quite honestly, if I could run 2 of these, I probably would. And just never use my weapon and just use these for extra blocks. But they thought about that and decided they didn't want people running 2 shields, and so it is an off-hand equipment. Then your deck is going to be 40 cards in this format. And regular Classic Constructed, it's 60 cards. You can only have 3 copies of each card. In this format, it's 40. You only have 2 copies of each card. And then I'm not going to get into the details of sideboarding and things like that, but the Silver Age decks does come with a full sideboard. One of mine, for instance, is the Sledge, which is a big two-handed hammer. In the matchup versus Fi, it's going to be better for me to have that shield, so I'm not running that card. So, and just things like that. I thought about trying to fit these Zealous Beltings in, but I was like, I'm not going to think about it. I did change a little bit of your deck, though. Your deck originally came with running this potion, and I was like, you probably just better off running the one Salt the Wound in there. It is a pretty good card.
Sure.
So, there you go. And a big thing about the sideboard is whenever you're facing against mages and things like that, you're going to want a sideboard equipment to have that keyword right there called Arcane Barrier. Gives you some protection against arcane damage. The only way to get protection against arcane damage. Okay, so let's go ahead and both draw up to 4 cards. I will go first. I think normally I would probably choose to go second, but
you did pay for it.
I did pay for it, so I'm going to go ahead and go first here. So we generically call the first turn of the game turn 0. And that's because the player who gets to go first like normal. However, his opponent gets to draw his hand back up before his turn. And that's the only time in the game that you draw before you don't draw at the end of your turn, you draw basically at the end of your opponent's turn. And that's because that way that is your advantage for going second, is that you'll have the first real turn. So a lot of times people will do setup turns for this and things like that. And I think I will be doing the same thing. But every card, and I'll go ahead and play my first card here, which is going to be called Cartilage Crush. Every card has a strip on the top. It's either going to be red, yellow, or blue. I think you have like 1 or 2 cards in your deck that are yellow. Basically, it's going to go, the red cards hit harder, the yellow cards are medium, and the blue hit light. However, every card could also pitch for mana. In this game, it's called just called resources. And instead, the red cards only pitch for 1, the yellow cards pitch for 2, and the blue cards pitch for 3.
Okay.
The top right is how much the card costs to play. So because I'm playing Cartilage Crush, it's going to cost 3. I'm going to go ahead and pitch a card. Over on the right side of your board, you have your deck, and you also have 3 zones. Your discards on top, your pitch zones right here. So I will go ahead and pitch this card. And then your banish zone's down here. So this is basically your graveyard, your pitch zone, your exile. In this case, it's called the banish zone. So I'm pitching that for 3. That's going to cover the exact cost. So play a card, determine how much it costs, pitch that amount of things. If I didn't have a blue card, I had a yellow and a red, I could pitch both those cards at the same time to cover the resources, but I just happen to have the exact amount here. I could also decide to pitch bad if I want to get cards out of my hand. I could pitch a red and then pitch a blue. And anytime you have floating energy, you could take this little red dice and put it over top of the thing to remind people you have the floating energy. Bottom left of the card, if it's an attack card, will have a number, and that is its damage it's dealing. In this case, Cartilage Crush is going to come at for 7 damage.
Okay.
It'll have what it is in the bottom. Action is going to be the typical thing. There's also some actions attack. This is a Guardian action attack, which means only Guardians can play it. And then the bottom right is how much it blocks for. So if you look at your card, there's actually 3 different things every card in this game can do for you typically. And that is pitch for energy, block an attack, or you play it for its text, including attacking or whatever. So yes, whenever I do an attack, it gets played, it's going to be coming at you, and then the after we play any instance or anything like that we want to, now it is officially attacking, and the next thing you do is you decide what cards to block with. Now on turn 0, you might as well block with lots of cards, because you're going to be drawing your hand back up. Because it is by turn 0. So
Yes.
And that is essentially what it's going to be like. Now, at the beginning of my turn, I'm going to be gaining 1 action point. That is what I can basically use to play cards. I can only play 1 action because I have 1 action point. However, a lot of actions in this game have a keyword called Go Again. You're going to have a bunch.
Yes. I've noticed.
Yes. Whenever a card with Go Again resolves, you gain an action point. So essentially, that's going to let you keep playing your turn.
Mm-hmm.
This card does not have go again. So unless I have some sort of cheeky way of getting an action point back, which I do not in this deck, that this is the last thing I'm doing this turn.
Mm-hmm. And so if I play something, I'll draw it.
You're going to draw at the end of the turn, and that's just for this first opening turn.
Okay.
So I recommend at least blocking with 7. And if you have cards you think, you don't really know too much of how they work, but if you have cards you think you want to keep onto, you can choose to block with equipment instead, and I can teach you how that works if you would like.
Okay, because if I'm being honest, from what I know, I like these cards. I want to kind of play some on my turn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to block. So if I block with like 3, would I take 4 damage?
You would be taking 4 damage. Now, this card is special though, and you don't want to take 4 damage from it. So a lot of Guardian cards have a keyword called Crush, and they like to deal lots of damage. So if they do lots of damage to you, really nasty things happen. So in this one, you want to at least block with 4.
Then you will explain to me what a dragon chain or draconic chain link is.
Okay, so this blue Cinderkin thing is in your deck for 2 reasons mainly, and this is actually a thing that people talk about a lot, and it's a very key thing, and that is the color strip blue and that 3. Blue block 3s are a staple in decks because you're going to use it to either block for 3 or pitch for 3.
Yes.
That's pretty much what it is. Very rarely will you play these cards for their actual effect.
Okay.
Now, whenever I get done with my attack,
Mm-hmm.
there's a resolution phase, in which case I can play another attack to keep the chain link going. I can't, because this does not have go again.
Okay.
Whenever you keep the chain link going, you're going to keep everything that's blocking and things like this over here, and then we'll start a new attack right here. So if you keep the chain going, you're going to have multiple attacks. It's basically like a combo in fighting games. You're going to go attack. Draconic cards love to have lots of draconic chains. So this right here is considered a guardian chain because I have a guardian card attacking. If you have draconic cards attacking, it's considered a draconic chain.
But these are better spent for their mana or their defense.
Yeah, a lot of the blue ones are like that.
Or
but
not mana, I guess. What is it called?
Resource. Very, very
so
plain.
let's block another 3.
Yep, that sounds great. If you would like to block with a piece of equipment, just so you take 0 damage in turn 1.
Can you destroy my equipment?
There are ways to destroy equipment, but both of our heroes are not known to do it. So there's a hero called Jarl who likes to do it. But let's just pretend like we throw this on here.
Can I only block... Say, how many equipment can I block with?
All of them if you want.
What is the penalty for blocking with equipment?
Okay, so every single piece of equipment will have a some sort of block value in the bottom.
Yeah.
Occasionally they do not, and you cannot block with those equipment.
Okay.
And then they usually have one of three or four different types of keywords. The most common one you'll see, I'm only going to explain Battle Worn and Guardwell, because that's all we have this game. Oh, I guess I have Temper. Damn. So Battle Worn, every time you block with a piece of Battle Worn, you're going to return it afterwards with a -1 counter on it. So Battle Worn 1 is a pretty common one that just basically means you're going to get 1 value of defense with this equipment, and that's it for the game.
Okay.
So if you block with that piece of equipment, you're never going to get the value from the equipment again. However, these 3 pieces work together to do something cool, which I will explain later. Basically, you're going to want to use them all in the same turn. So blocking with them early is nice, mainly because you get to use them later. Like, if you block with them early, you'll get the value out of them before you use their effect.
Sure.
So you can choose which one to block with if you'd like to.
Well, yeah, I can block with that one.
Cool.
And then, so this will get -1.
Yep.
And will be Battle Worn.
Yep.
I guess when it closes.
Yep. So after you decide blocks, we have a little step where we can play reactions. So I do not think either of our decks have any defense reactions, but both of our decks have a single set of attack reactions.
Okay.
And they basically will add some damage to the attack. So if I had that attack react, I would be able to play it on you right now and throw some damage over the top, and there's nothing you can do about it at that point because it is happening after the defense. Mine particular one is pretty gross. I'm going to tell you about it. It basically adds 4 points of damage to the attack.
Cool.
So not going to be, wouldn't be good, because if I add 4 damage to something like Crush, then the Crush will happen. either don't have it or deciding not to do it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the attack is covered. I'm not doing any damage, so we don't have to worry about the life totals changing. And then I'm going to close the chain. Everything goes back. These go to the discard pile.
Which is
right there, top one. And you can keep this off to the side if you want. And I'll explain why later.
Okay.
Or keep it on top. It's fine. And you can see why you started with that. It's actually his text.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I did read that.
Wait. Now, there is one more zone I didn't describe earlier, and that is the arsenal. It is the zone below your hero. You can arsenal at the end of your turn. You can arsenal one card, and that's for a lot of intents and purposes considered just an extra card in hand.
Okay.
After the turn is over, you take anything in your pitch stack, order it however you want to, and then shove it on the bottom of your deck.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to draw back up to 4 cards, as that is my intellect. And since this is turn 0, you will as well.
Just because it's turn 0.
Yep.
On other turns, I won't. Okay.
Yep. Oof. Okay, that was not what I wanted.
Okay. So, my turn.
Yep.
Let's say I start off with this Ronin Renegade.
Perfect way to start. So, I usually go from left to right.
Okay.
And but it doesn't really matter. However you want to do it. You're going to attack with that guy, and I'm going to choose a card to block with, and I will choose to block with this card right here. I'm going to be blocking 3 damage of the 3.
Okay, and now I can.
You have go against, so you get your action point back. You've played a red card this turn, so you will give that go again, and I will choose to block here, and I will choose to block here.
Okay.
Another 3.
Says when this attacks, my next attack this combat chain is draconic. Let's go again.
Yep. I will decide to go ahead and block with here and here. I'll explain how Guardwell works in a second, but that's going to be 3.
Okay.
And then it is still your turn.
I control.
Oh, you do get to create fealty in this. Yep. So you get to create a fealty token. Yeah. So the fealty token's this guy right over here. He's just going to come right here, and you can use him whenever you're ready to use him.
Okay.
It turns things into draconic, so you can have extra draconic things. I'm going to choose not to block this. So I'm going to take 3 damage.
Cool.
Now, he has a once per turn instant. You can use it at any time during resolution or pretty much any time you want to. Its cost is reduced by the number of draconic chain links you have, so it's actually reduced down to 0, and you can pull that and put it in your hand if you would like.
Okay. And then can I add this to combat?
You can. You can play it to the next thing.
So
it's just going to do 1 extra point of damage to me, and I will take 1 more point.
Cool. And since this has go again, is there anything else I can do with my extra action point?
No. If you end up with like another blue card or something like that, you've been able to attack with your Syrian Ember Blade, but you did not have any other things like that. So that is actually all you could do. You've already discovered what Ninja likes to do, and then I like to send big attacks at you. Ninja likes to go wide.
Yes.
So there you go. That is it. So at this point in time, you'd end the combat chain where we would discard everything. All my equipment's going to go back to where it started. These will go to the discard pile, and I will put -1 counter here and here, and a -2 counter here. So all my equipment can no longer get used. This can't get used.
To go.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'll draw 4.
Yep. As you draw, I'm going to play an instant card because you pass priority to me.
Okay.
This instant card is called Edge of Your Seats. It's going to cost me 3 to pitch. And it basically just says, when this leaves the arena, I get a bigger attack.
Okay.
So now you're going to go ahead and end the turn. At the end of your turn, my cards also go to the bottom of the deck. Now it's my turn. I have no cards in hand. So unless this card is free, I actually can't do anything. The penalty of this card being here is that you cannot pitch it anymore. So I can't pitch it for energy to attack with a weapon. And you can't block with it either. So if I wanted to block this card, I can't. I can only play this card now.
Okay.
So I will go ahead and pass right back to you because I have nothing I want to do. This does tick down to 1, so next turn it's going to go away and give me a bigger attack.
Cool.
Of course. Of course, this is how my hand goes.
Okay.
Okay, I think I can do something good with this. Okay, so if you ever have something on the bottom that does not have Draconic and you just need it to be Draconic for keeping your Draconic chain links up, you can get rid of your fealty and then make it Draconic.
Anyhoomst. We will rise from the ashes.
Yep.
The next Draconic or Ninja attack action card I play this turn gets +3. Is that power or what is it called?
That is +3. Yeah, it is what is that called exactly? Attack? I just called it attack, I think, but I guess maybe it is power.
I can return a Phoenix
maybe
Flame
it's
from my graveyard to my hand. Let's go again.
Maybe the packet has terminologies on it.
But this one doesn't have any strength itself. So
nope, it is not an attack. So
not blocking.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess that symbol just means attack.
Okay.
So this will, after you play it, is a non-attack action. You can see it says action without attack. Yeah. So it actually just goes to your discard pile. Sometimes people like to set them to the side to like remind them that they get +3 at the time.
Let's do that right here or something.
Yeah, it's fine. Just
Yeah.
Its actual spot is in the discard pile. Well, hello, DJ Sombrero. Nice.
Hello.
And
Cosmic Beat. Okay, so we are going to...
a fun trick with that is, if you wanted to, if you don't have enough Draconic Chain Links to make things work, you just need to start with something like a red different card. You could play that Phoenix Flame now, because Phoenix Flame will come into play for 3 damage because it's 0 +3. Another fun little trick you could do is if you have a lot of other Draconic cards in your hand, you could play the Phoenix Flame now.
If I use the Phoenix Flame for resources...
You do not want to use your only Phoenix Flame for that, because what's going to happen is you do have 2 Phoenix Flames in the deck, so once you get the second one out, that's actually a really good idea to do it. But it's really painful to lose the Phoenix Flame as 5.
Okay.
But yeah, it's totally something you could do. In fact, we are playing Silver Age, actually. The newest format, which is commons and rares only, and they also use to highlight the new Silver Age decks. I'll do it up there because it's cooler. We're playing Bravo versus 5.
Okay. So, you're saying first game. Yeah, my first game. If I play this, then it's just 3. I don't get the +1.
Yep, because it's not. You have to have 2 chains. This does not count as a chain.
This does not count as a chain. Okay.
But you could play it.
I'm going
then end the chain to send it to your graveyard. Play 3 more attacks and then get it back again this turn because you haven't used that this turn.
Oh, so this will go to my graveyard before.
You could. I can teach you how you would sequence that if you wanted to.
Okay.
But you have to have 3 other Draconic cards in your hand, or 2 other and a blue card for that.
Yeah.
Because don't forget, this is Draconic too, so if you throw that on attack...
Right, but I need to...
You at least, you need to start with something
things for resources. I'm going to... If something says I may play it this turn, like let's say I'm going to play this card.
Yep.
Do I have to pay for it for that ability?
Yes, you have to. Yes, if you're going to play it, you have to play it. You have to pay for it still.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that one then. I think what I'm going to do is... sacrifice this.
Yep.
So the next one is Draconic.
Yep, and that can go back out of play.
Okay. And
tokens always go out of play.
Pitch this for 1, and then use the Art of the Dragon Fire.
That does not have go again, so this is going to be the last thing you do this turn. That's not a bad thing to do because it's gonna come in for 8 damage and automatically deal 2 that I can't block.
So I should do the Phoenix thing first.
Yep, that's just gonna come in for 3. That's that's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
That's 3. Technically, none of the other stuff has happened yet. We'll just leave it where it's at. So this is gonna come in for 3, and I am going to.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna block with my buckler. It's in a block 2 of it.
Okay.
I'll take 1 damage.
And then I'll go again with this. So when it attacks,
it's gonna do 2 damage to me, and I can't prevent that.
Yes. Because you are my only target. Right?
Yeah. But I am gonna block double block here and here.
Okay.
When this defends, I may reveal a card with Crush from my hand. If I do, I get to create a Seismic Surge token. And then this guy says if I control a Seismic Surge, he gets a +1. Doesn't matter too much because I'm already covering all of it, but it does get a +1. So I'll be covering all of it. Cool. This will come back. This will go away. This will come back. I have 1 less of these than I actually need. Let's put that there and or boop. Me. Okay. And then the last card in your hand, you can arsenal and keep it for next turn, which is really good.
Cool.
And then you can draw up to 4 cards.
But now I can't block with it.
Nope.
That's fine.
Yeah. All right. So this is going to go off. This is going to get my next attack +3. This is going to go off as well. This makes my next thing cost 1 less to play. So if I decide to come in with this boulder drop, it's going to come in for 10, and it's going to cost me 1 less resource than usual. So I have 1 floating resource. I'm going to track that by putting this over here. At the end of your turn, this does go to the bottom. So I have 1 extra floating resource. This is coming in for 10. This one's a really mean one. It says if I do 4 or more damage to you, you have to put a card from your hand on top of your deck. So this is where Phi gets a little fun because a lot of time Phi just says, I don't want to block. I'm just going to take all the damage and then try to throw more at you, possibly. However, if you don't block, I got to take a card from your hand. So it's like, now it's like, what do you do?
But if I do block, I'm still losing that card. Or more cards.
Or more cards.
So you're throwing 10 at me?
Throwing 10 at you.
And I have to block how much in order to not...
You have to block 7 of it to not get the card ripped from your hand. But I will also say that the reaction card that I have costs 2 resources. I'm having a card in hand still. So if that is that reaction, I could throw this card down for more resources to play it. Add 4 on top of it.
I'm going to take it.
Okay. I think that's the right choice because I do have it. And I'm going to throw 4 on top of it.
So I'm taking 14.
Yeah. And that is what Guardian does. On top of it, you're going to have to discard 2 cards, essentially.
2 cards?
Because this card also makes you discard 1. Pommel's going to make you discard a card, and Boulder Drop's going to make you put a card on top of your deck.
Okay.
So discard 1, throw the other one on top of your deck. And then I'm out of tricks for a while. Oh, you know what you could have done? You could have blocked with some equipment just to soak a little damage if you wanted to. I would have blocked with these ones. Yeah. At least.
Let's take 2 less.
2 less. That way you can use these next
turn.
turn.
Now I can use them for their things.
Yep.
So
-1 on both of them.
And this is the Crouching Tiger.
Yep.
And it's just a attack with go again.
Yep.
Like that I can try to build off of, like.
Yep. So yeah, you basically are going to use all those things together, and what they're going to do is create it, give you +2 on it, and then you can afterwards gain a resource to keep going with.
Okay. So in that case, so that'll give me a resource. Going to get rid of these 2 cards.
Okay.
I think. So one goes
To your discard pile, one goes on top of your deck.
What does mark them mean?
It's a very it's a thing that's not going to matter too much in your deck.
Okay.
Bai doesn't care about it as much as the other Draconic heroes do. But essentially, I get a mark on my hero, and next time you hit me, you remove the mark.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have anything that benefits from that, then it does nothing.
Okay.
And now it is your turn.
I will sacrifice the Crouching Paws to play the Crouching Tiger.
You do have to do this first before you play the Crouching Tiger. Otherwise, the next one does not get +2.
I understand now.
Yep, both of them are dead. Technically, and this is another technical thing, they technically go to your graveyard.
Cool.
A lot of people will turn them face down or set them to the side so they don't get mixed up in their deck. But
it does my deck.
There are some decks that shuffle your discard pile and draw random cards, and if you're playing one of those decks, you do have to remember that you have to include your equipment.
Yeah.
So that's coming in for 2 now, and I honestly just not going to worry about it and take the 2 off of that.
Okay.
And now you can crack this whenever you want to gain 1.
Yes. Which
Might
a
be.
card counts itself as part of a Draconic Link?
It does.
Okay. Okay. Doesn't matter. I'll crack this for the...
Yep.
And...
Yep.
Do the Mounting Anger?
Yep. So when this hits, you can banish something that costs less.
Did you take the damage from this?
I did take the damage from that. So that's coming in for 4. And I will block all 4 of it just so you don't have that +1. It's going to be there and here. A total of 4. So this is 2 minus the 1 and 4.
We can go again. So we will do the Rising Resentment.
Yep. Now when this hits, you could do the same thing, but now it's going to cost less. Next turn I'm doing that for sure. So yeah, let's go ahead and block 3 again.
Okay, so it doesn't do that.
Nope.
But I can go again.
Yep.
So I will snatch.
That's a good one. I don't think I'm going to be able to cover that. I could, but I'm going to lose my cards that I want to keep. Yeah, I'm going to let that hit me. So I'll take 4 damage there. 1, 2, 3, 4. You will draw a card. This does not have go again, so you're not going to be able to attack with it.
But I can.
But you can arsenal it for next turn, which is perfect.
Or keep it for blocks.
Or keep it for blocks, which you're going to draw up to 4 anyways.
Yeah.
So the only time in that deck I might consider it is if it's a blue card that you're like don't think you're going to play ever. But most of the time you're going to be able to play your blue cards because your blue cards also cost 0. Like
that's the only time you consider keeping it in hand.
I would think so, but I think in your case it's almost always put it in your arsenal just so you can have an extra card, especially if it's late in the game.
Yeah. Okay, it's the end of my turn.
All right, we will go ahead and close up the chain. Temper. What temper says is whenever I take it ticks down to 0, I actually break it. So that is gonna piece of equipment's gonna break. All right, it's going to be an actual really, really easy turn. I'm going to, and it's going to be an easy turn for you too on defending because you're not going to defend anything. I'm going to pitch this to attack with Titan's Fist. It comes in for 3, but it gets +1 if I have something that costs more than 3 in my pitch zone, which it does. So this is going to come in for 4. Blade Beckoners are very good at blocking equipment. So if you block the equipment, it's going to block 2 instead of 1.
Okay.
And then you'll only take 2 damage. And you can try to...
So you're tagging with it now? Yeah. Okay. I'll tag for, or block for 2?
Yep.
No, that's fine.
Yep. Technically, this could get that attack react. However, I don't only have 1 card in hand. I don't have anything floating, so I can't play it. So this has Guardwell. What Guardwell means is whenever the chain ends, you're going to put -1 counters on it until it has 0 left. So it's going to get that -2 and go back. Now, technically,
So it has 0 left.
it has 0 left now. Technically, you can't do anything with it for the rest of the game.
Okay.
But it did not get destroyed. So it is sitting
Awesome.
over there. And then I'm going to arsenal this card and pass turn to you. That would have been better. So we'll try to keep these 2.
Okay, so my turn. Okay. I'll type for 1 and go again.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna take 1 there. I'm not gonna waste the card block. Now your next thing is Draconic, if that matters for you. In CC, they actually banned these cards, the Brandon Center Clause.
Really?
Yeah, there's just a little too much crazy shenanigans happening with them.
And this counts itself, so if I control 2 or more, so I'll create a fealty token.
Yep.
And it gets
3 go in. Yep. I'm gonna go ahead and block here. This is a full cover in case the ends with the Assault the Wounds. Card knowledge. All right, I blocked 3 of it.
Okay.
Now, if you have another blue in your hand, Ember Blade would be probably a decent thing, but I also have my set of things that block against equipment. Yep. We're going to go ahead and block this one too in case you do want a mana fix. So I'll block there as well.
Okay.
Now you can get your... Oof. That is going to cost you 1.
Oh, yes. I will.
Yep. So that's going to let you keep 2 floating, which is really important because that's going to attack with that. So 4, 5, 6, 7. I do have to block with another thing, which is unfortunate because I wanted to keep 2 cards so I can potentially kill you next turn. I'll block 3.
Okay.
Means I'll take 1. You can't trigger it because you don't have any cards in hand. But you still can go ahead and trigger 5 since you have 4 chain links to get that Phoenix Flame if you want.
Back. I'm looking at that. So I'll return.
Damn.
Phoenix Flame. And Phoenix Flame.
Yep, that looks like it's going to do 1 damage to me because I'm not going to bother blocking 1 damage. And then you can spend the rest of your energy for your sword if you'd like. Yep.
So
whenever you use your weapon, you can pull it up to the chain link. Technically, it creates an instance of itself, and it's like it's remaining equipped, but it's just notation. It just comes up here. Yeah. I am going to block with here and here. These get +1 while defending, so +1, -1, so they're going to both block for 1 each. I'll take 1 damage.
Okay.
And these will tick to -2s, which means just like yours, I can't use them anymore, but they're still here technically.
Okay.
And then you can go ahead and...
This goes to bottom, right?
Yep. That's your attack react, if you could tell. That was your attack react.
Yes.
You can see the bottom of it says attack reaction.
Yeah, turn.
Just a very, very good attack react because it's a blue block 3 that could add +1 to something to like go over the top or something. So if you would have added that
if you blocked it, then I could.
Yeah, you would have given 1 damage to me, which means you could have banished this to make this free. However, I still think you did it right because that represented this instead.
Yeah.
So it's basically you got an attack of 3 instead of an attack of 1.
I'll draw 4.
Yep. I don't know if I want to send this now. I don't think there's any world where I win this game anymore. If you had 7 health, I might be able to swing it. Or if you let me keep 1 card in my hand. 1 more, anyways. But I honestly think what I do... No, I think I need to threaten the crush at least. So I'm going to send Boulder Drop at you for 7. This is the one that if I crush you, if I do 4 more damage, you have to put a card from your hand on top of your deck.
Okay.
I have nothing in hand,
You have
nothing floating.
Else, so like I can just take 7.
You can take 7, put 1 card from your deck on there.
Onto my deck.
Yep, onto your deck, and then go down to 1 hit point, and probably kill me on my turn, but we'll see. And then I'll pass back to you. Oh, yay. Okay, good.
3?
Yep. Let's see here. I guess this is not nothing, but we'll just do it anyways. This is a fun little mechanic. When this defends, we get to clash. Whenever heroes clash, we're going to each reveal the top card of our deck. Compare power on it. So 0 compared to 5.
Mm-hmm.
So I win the clash, and I'm going to create a vigor.
What does vigor do?
On my turn, I destroy this and add an energy to my pool.
Okay, and then does that card go back on top?
Yep.
Cool.
Sometimes they let you choose. Yeah, this one is not. And it's usually only the person who has the clash card.
Mm-hmm.
But if you had won that clash, you would have created a vigor.
Mm.
You could have made this draconic in case you wanted an extra draconic, because you still have that field.
Oh, can I do that?
Yeah, sure.
I didn't realize that wasn't draconic.
Yep. Yeah,
so
I know. This is the card that everybody always thinks is draconic.
Yeah.
Because
your next draconic attack.
Well, not only that, but look at the card art too.
Yeah.
Like it's all fire and things like
yeah.
that, but like it's got the normal ninja border, whereas draconic ninjas have this slightly orange tint to
That's
it.
fun. Yeah. Anyways, Flame Call Awakening.
Yep. Got to spend 1 for that.
Oh shoot.
I still think it's worth it.
Yeah.
Yep. Because you still got that. Like that's fine. I think that's fine. So you still got to keep 2 energy floating.
And I've played another red card, so I can search my library for a Phoenix Flame.
Shuffle.
There's only 2. There's only 1 in the graveyard, 1 in the deck of this. Cool. Yeah, because when you made me put 1 back on top of my library, I'm like, okay, I'll get it back.
That makes sense. And that one, like if you have the second one, sometimes they'll use the second one to pitch, but I think this is the perfect timing for it because you're going to do 4 to me, which I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to block all 4 of it with 2 2s. I draw my 2 2s.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
You still have 2 floating energy, and you haven't used Phi's ability yet.
Correct. But let's get another draconic action.
Yep, I'm going to let that hit me, and I take 1 point of damage.
And then I'll use Phi's ability.
I'll let that hit me, and I'll take 1 point of damage.
And then I'll pay 2.
And I will block there for 3.
Okay.
And then we'll end the turn. All these will go to the discard pile. On my turn, this will break, and I'll gain an energy. I'll let you draw up your cards whenever you're ready. You get to put that in the bottom. My turn.
Yes.
I'm going to pass.
Yes.
It is now your turn. And this is where the game gets very bad for me, because I had to spend all my cards every turn trying to block you out. Also,
oh gosh, this is...
And hope for a bad hand, which could have happened.
I'm going to... get 3 to return a Phoenix Flame to my hand.
Okay. Yep. Sometimes you have to do that.
That's fine.
Yep. I am not going to block it. Okay. If you have another one of those in your hand, you just play it on that, and I lose. Okay. Nope, that is a legit thing that happens sometimes in that deck. But now you have a chain link, so you can start playing all the. Yep, and that's a really rough one for me because it does 4 is a breakpoint.
Yeah.
A lot of cards block for 3. So I have to block 2 cards on this, which is what's going to end up killing me. So I will block 2 on that. Blocked 6 total.
Okay.
Yep, so that is going to get, it does not have its +2, and that is 4 or more, but it does have the 3 and go again.
Yeah.
And it also is making it to where the next thing's Draconic no matter what. So I will block 3, or 2, I'll block all of it.
Okay.
And then,
this is Draconic, so it's 5.
yes, but it does cost an energy. You do not have any more energy.
Oh, you're right. I have 2. Hold on. I have.
You have 3. You've spent 3 to get that.
3 to get that.
Yeah.
But if I had switched these around, which one I used?
I think maybe it's a little rough.
But yeah.
That was a bad hand.
Yeah.
It was really close to being really good.
Yeah.
Like, you have the right idea down, but you could still arsenal that card, which might come up next turn.
Yeah, but if I have 1, you have 1 card in hand.
Yeah.
I probably want to hold on to this to block.
You have.
Oh, I draw.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yep. So these will all go away again. You can put that back in the bottom of your deck. I have 1 card in hand, and I am going to choose, because I want to choose to do this, to put it here.
Okay.
And, that's right. I really want not these cards.
Okay.
At least they will have 3 in the bottom. Now, if you have a blue in your hand, which you probably should, that is looking to be attack with that, and then also play that at some point in time. Maybe. Sequencing. I'll let you figure out your own sequencing. Yep. At least it's not Draconic. Block 3. Yep. This is technically going to end the combat chain because this is not a attack.
Oh, you're right.
Maybe it doesn't matter. Oh yeah, this does matter. So let's pretend like you do that first.
So I do this.
Do this.
Okay.
That's going to pull that back in your hand.
Okay, I understand. I keep forgetting there are things that aren't attacks.
Yes, that's because
my deck is
you're playing a ninja.
Okay, so if I do that first.
Yep.
So my next Dragon Ninja.
Draconic attack, yep.
Okay.
Or
it's
ninja.
+3. So then we'll say I do that one again.
Yep, that's coming for 6 now.
Yes.
And I will block 6 of it.
And this is not in my chain, right?
Nope. Because that's already that's technically in the discard pile.
Discard file.
Yep.
So we will. This is for 1.
It's coming in for 0 because this is not Draconic.
Okay. So. Dang. Okay.
Oh, and never mind. It is coming in for 1. Sorry. You're absolutely right, it is. That's actually a pretty good play. This is going to make it 1 because your next attack is Draconic. I'm sorry.
Your next
Yes, that would be
Draconic attack gets +1.
That would be 1.
Yes.
That's coming for 1, not because of this, but because of this.
Yes.
That is my mistake. And that's actually super good because you're going to take an entire card from my hand in order for me to block it.
Okay.
Now you have a chain link.
It does cost 2 to get my
yes,
thing
but
back.
it also costs 2 to get to attack with this. So if you're spending
Yeah.
2, I would just attack with that instead.
Right.
And then it would only cost 1 to get your thing back. So if you have a blue in your hand, you could blue attack with this, and then play that, Unless you really want to play that card. Because you could spend 2 to get that back so you can play it. Oh, I think if you're spending 2, you might as well just attack. I decided I'm not going to work after this. I'm just gonna go. I should work because I have lots to do.
And I can't use this for energy, right?
Nope. Penalty, you putting it down there. But you had 5 cards to begin the turn. Even if you don't use that one.
Yeah. Wow. And you only have 1 card in hand?
1 card in hand. So if you attack twice, I just lose.
Yes. But if I attack once, then I at least make it so you have no cards. Okay. And I can have multiple cards down here?
Nope, just 1.
Nope, just 1?
Yep, only ever 1.
Okay. We are going to... block before.
Nope, that is game.
Okay.
And you get to draw a card. What's the last card? Oh yeah, you were trying to set that one up.
Trying to set that one up.
At this point in the game, with having these 2 cards in the hand, that would have been really hard. But that's I love Lava Burst.
Yeah, that was fun.
I think you played it the way I would have played it.
Y'all playing? Oh.
Yeah. You already answered that quite a long time ago. Yeah, I couldn't. I was trying to set it up to where I could use his ability here.
My reign of Tussle Tuesday continues.
A Tussle Tuesday.
Yes.
But yes, his ability is super cool. 2 or 3 sets ago, they introduced the tap ability.
Oh.
So things can tap now. But this one is really cool. Because it gives a attack +2 and dominate makes it to where you can only block with 1 card from hand.
Dang.
So I was trying to, like, if you had left me with that 2 card hand like I wanted, I would have been sending a 9 attack at you when you had 8 health, and you could only block with 1 card. So you had to block because you would have died.
Yes.
Only block with 1 card, meaning that you would have been crushed, so you would have lost another card to the top of the deck. But alas, you did not leave me that extra card. So yeah,
that's fun.
That is how that works. I usually sleeve my equipment in other colors, but I figure since this is the Store's Silver Age decks, I'm actually going to bring these to Rock Hill, I think, and let people borrow them if they need to.
Yeah.
But yeah, so how the Silver Age actually works is you pick a hero, and then you build a 55 card deck. That includes your sideboard and your equipment. Then whenever you line up against your opponent, you see what hero they're playing, and that's it. You don't look at their equipment or anything. You decide what pieces of equipment you want to use, and then build a 40-card deck with the rest of your cards. So in a deck where you have 1 weapon, you should have a 10-card sideboard. Since I have an offhand, I actually have a 9-card sideboard because I have to include that shield in my 55 cards.
Gotcha.
So this one's I like this card a lot. Don't play it against Ninja because they never need that. But this is a defense reaction. So defense reactions, I do not block with them like normal. I don't put this down there and block 7. Instead, I have to pay that amount to play it. But if I do pay that amount, I'm blocking 7. And that's a single card too. So if someone attacks me with that dominate, I have an answer for it. It's a big card to block with.
Cool. I'm glad I finally know kind of how this game's played.
Yep. Ninjas are the best. I think the best one to learn how to play with. Teaches you how to do Gogans.
Yeah.
And also not too worried about blocking too much. And just going wide is just an innately easy thing to do. Teaches you about how combat chains work and stuff like that. Like you did earlier, you played that 1 card, then you try to play that non-attack action. You got to learn right away that actually is going to close the chain, and you have to start a whole new chain.
Right.
Which is not good for 5 because he needs to have the
chain.
The chain jump.
Yeah.
Beep beep beep.
Alrighty.
Hooray.
Well,
that would be it for the day.
That's That's Flesh and Blood.
That is Flesh and Blood.
The newest. When did these come out?
These came out 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, and they're great starter product. For one, Flesh and Blood's not a cheap game, not even in the slightest bit. However, Silver Age is insanely cheap. Like very cheap. You could build a Silver Age deck, a like top quality tournament high meta, top meta deck for like $50 tops, because you're just looking for rares and commons. These decks cost 15 apiece, I think. Wow. And really and they're good enough to play in armories and events. Like they're solid. I looked at both these decks whenever I was sleeving them, and I was like, okay, there's some clear changes I would make to the deck, but all in all, yeah, not too shabby. Quite honestly.
Cool. Well,
I think that's gonna wrap it up for us.
Yeah. Thursday we're doing another Backrooms.
Yes, we are. So we were gonna do that last Thursday, and we canceled because we had some stuff going on. Yeah, it was just really busy, hectic day here. And yeah, we ended up. We probably should have called canceling it earlier, but we were really trying to figure out if we could do it, and then eventually we were just like, yeah, we're gonna cancel. So, as well. Alrighty. Well, thank you, everybody. We will talk to you next time.
Bye.
Bye, friends.